Madridistas, happy Tuesday, May 16th. We're in Atlanta and we want to just get together again and talk about the season, some of the recent developments within the squad, about our emotions on the new manager, on the potential new manager, and Arbeloa exiting the season. So for that, I am here with my friend Malini. So welcome, Malini.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, and so we'll be talking about a range of topics, and if anybody else joins, then we will of course expand the conversation with them. So, Malini, let's start. What are your feelings, your thoughts after a pretty insane season? I would say with a changing coach, with a debacle from October to today,
Yeah.
and from really a markedly decrease in quality in play. So tell us.
Honestly, I feel like you've gotten me now at a point where I've cooled down a little bit.
Okay.
I think watching that Clásico really had my emotions heightened in terms of we should not be where we are right now. I should not be
Yeah.
saying what I'm saying right now.
Hey guys,
Hello.
And we are welcoming Carolina. Thanks for joining, Caro.
sorry I'm late. I was
Oh,
walking
we
my
just
dog.
started.
Okay,
We are just
perfect
getting
timing.
started. And it's nice weather outside. So it
Yeah.
is
Oh my
good to,
God, yes, so perfect weather.
yeah,
So,
we
yeah,
have only 3 more weeks of nice weather. And
yeah,
now, well,
yes.
actually, you guys will disagree. But
I
No,
for me,
if it's
it's a little cold outside, so I'm looking
it
forward
is
to
chilling. I walk with a sweater, so
no,
it is
this is
chilly, but
t-shirt and shorts.
no.
For me, it is
crazy.
t-shirt and short weather. In fact, it might even be pool weather if it was 4 hours
No.
ago.
Get out. Get out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
So
also,
yes.
just now, so don't worry, Caro, we're just getting started. And then I also have a request to join.
Oh, is this
So, yes, connecting to
Who
audio.
my buddy?
who is your buddy? Everyone is your buddy.
Make friends everywhere I go.
Please identify yourself. Caro, what type of, yeah.
Ivan.
I'm
Good.
eating. I'm eating a paleta de vainilla con pasas, like rum and raisins.
Paleta de quoi?
Vainilla, rum and pasas and raisins.
Ok, muy bien.
Oh my God, it's so I like the park that I go with Coco. There's a Mexican grocery store.
Yeah,
So on my way home, never fails.
yeah, yeah.
they have
Excellent. I'll
they
take
have
that idea.
strawberry ones. They have a bunch of flavors.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Ivan, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks so much for joining. We're just getting started.
Okay.
So we can resume. I was just asking Melanie for her initial thoughts on what's been an insane season this year. So carry on, Melanie.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that, I'm at a point now where I've cooled down a little bit. That Clásico had my emotions very much heightened.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything that happened this season has led us to a point where we're playing a Clásico where if Barcelona wins, they lift the league title right in front of our faces.
Indeed.
Right.
And I'm watching the Camp Nou from the beginning of the game, ole,
Yep.
ole, oleing. I'm watching them sing Campeones, Campeones.
Yeah.
I'm watching our players walking.
Walking. Yes.
The rage I felt watching that game. I don't care about the context. I don't care about what's happened this week. I really don't. I don't care about what happened going into this game. Bottom line is, you play for Real Madrid and you're playing in the Clásico. You should care. You are
Indeed.
representing the club. You should care. For them to go out there and play like that is a reflection of the gutter poor attitude from these players that I said back in
Indeed.
December that it was a huge issue and it was never dealt with in the right way. We are now a club that's run by the players.
Mhm.
And that is one of our biggest problems. It's something that's been in development for a while that was never checked and
Indeed.
allowed to get to this
Yep.
point. And the other thing is that, we saw this whole thing with our president talking about how everything's fine because our market value is so high. Well, that's also something that's been an issue for way too long to where and it's like you went through the whole failure of the Galacticos era. You should know that that was a mistake, but you
Indeed.
continue to make that mistake. You don't think about creating a squad. And I said it back when we won our Champions League titles, because this keeps happening when we win a trophy, that in the long
Indeed.
run, it could be bad for us because our president, like we were playing midfielders in defensive positions, and our president is saying we're fine. We're not. Like
Yeah.
the
Totally.
titles that we won, you really have to look at how we won them. If Courtois wasn't
Yeah.
playing like God touched him against Liverpool in that final, we don't win that Champions League.
Yeah. That's right.
The
That's
other
right. We can
finals
cut that
against
out.
like no disrespect to Dortmund. The other finals against Dortmund. Okay. Right before that, Neuer spills the ball in front of Jose Lu. Okay. Like, come on. We still needed to strengthen the identity, the tactical identity of this team by putting players who can play towards an idea, bring a coach who can bring in an idea, players who can play towards that idea. We never did that because we kept winning trophies in mind-blowing ways, right? And now we are where we are.
Yeah. We came back from something historic, really, if you think about it, but something that, of course, it's been a rapid decline in. So I agree. I agree. And I carry the sentiment. Carolina, we'll go to you next. Initial thoughts and emotions around this season from you?
This season has been disappointing,
Yeah.
but it's a result of what was coming what Malini was saying. That we won, basically against all odds. I remember plenty of times where we were like, oh my God, we're going to lose. And then somehow we came back.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is because we had a consistency. We had Modric, we have Kroos, we had
Yep.
seasoned players that were there, a couple years. And then
Yep.
losing them show how we really don't have a style, or we really don't have, and the coach basically is there just to for show, because what the players are the ones running the game now, and there's no sense of leadership in there. And now you have
Mhm.
Florentino going to the press and talking about his grievances, and I think what he talked about, our market value, whatever. I think is to pacify the, what is that called, the owners, basically.
Yeah. Yep. It's treating it that way. And so, with that, also, Ivan, reactions from you or overall feelings about this season. That's not yet over, by the way.
It is not,
It's
but
like
honestly, I'm sorry. Before I even jump in,
it's
I
not
thought
over. It's not over in the sense that stuff can keep happening if you think about it.
this
That's
is no,
right.
this is true. But I thought a sense of,
Even after the
I
tournament.
always get so hyped out when Clásico comes. I'm like, I want to go to the Peña, and I want to,
I know. Yeah.
participate, watch the game. And honestly,
Yeah.
like I missed half of it, the first half, and I was in H and
Yeah.
M. I'd rather go to H&M than watch the game. That's how bad this season is. And I'm not a big girl shopping. I do buy shopping online, most of it. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, that's
Let me go to
something.
H&M instead. Yeah. So, Ivan, emotions and thoughts around this season, how it all transpired. How were you feeling at the beginning? How are you feeling now? Outlook.
Melania and Tara were saying, and not just them, like the whole fan base, too, like even when you go online, it's gotten to the point like I don't want to say we don't care, but everybody's just like indifferent at this point. Like it's like this is the most disconnected we felt for the club. Like even
Disconnected.
before,
Yeah.
like especially on the comebacks, like before some games, even when it was like time is running out, you still have like some belief.
Yep.
Most of the games now, like it's starting from last season, is like I just hope we score, but you don't even think you can score.
Yeah.
Watching most of our games, it's just like we score is like, oh good, we did it or something.
Yeah.
And Malini was saying about the squad thing, it was like, and it was visible too, like way before even in the past decade. Like I'll say 15, 16 season when Zidane took over, we did well. The following season though we won everything. But if you remember a lot of those were like 80-minute comebacks. Ramos header. Somebody
That's right.
scored last minute. Morata
Yep.
come off the bench. It wasn't sustainable. The season after that, we
That's
had a
right.
horrible league. Ronaldo wasn't scoring, but we didn't have those bench players to help anymore. And then it
Yep.
got even worse so when everybody left, and then we needed to rebuild. And then it was the same. We were kind of looking like, okay, we're starting to have an idea again, but these issues, like we had long lingering issues that we just didn't address or readdress late or try to patch it.
Indeed.
Like I remember when Rudiger came, even though Ancelotti was experimenting, I'm like, why is he playing left back in the preseason against Barcelona?
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
there's
I
something.
um
And now I said to the last call, like we don't play players like to their strengths or where they need to be.
yeah. So you
There's
see
one
most.
word I really agree with there is unsustainable. Like that's what's been bothering me so much that like nothing we ever did was sustainable. And
Indeed.
that foresight was never there. It's just we won titles, so this squad is fine. And even like going back to the last two Champions League titles, do you know how like whenever they make those like en la corazón de la whatever number it would be, right? Like they would show
Yeah, en
the
el corazón.
they would show like the ESPN pundits and the CBS pundits like being like, oh yeah, Real Madrid have no chance. They're not gonna win this, and then like being so shocked when we win it, right? And it's like
Indeed.
that's nice and all, but I don't want to be that team forever. Like we're Real Madrid. We're not a team that should be doubted. We're not a team that should be underdogs going into the game. We're not somebody who should
That's
be
right.
like the upset wins, right? Like the and like it's not even people are gonna say, oh, they're Real Madrid haters. They're just haters. They don't want to see blah blah. No, they look at the way we play. They see the way we play in the season. They see that we don't have like a strong attacking play. They see that our
Mhm.
defense is very poor and they
Yeah.
see that we are flimsy. And so on paper, yeah, we shouldn't be winning these games. But like Carolina was saying, we would have like these players who are seasoned, who have the mentality, who have like had that experience winning, who can lead on the pitch and just like keep the calm in those difficult moments and find a way and find that moment, right? They wait for that moment, they strike in that moment, and they get the game, right? But that's like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of being a team that plays like that. I don't want that because football is not about 2 minutes that you played well and you won, right? Like you sit there for 90 minutes, you watch it, you want to see your team play
Yeah.
like the way we played in the Champions League final in 2017, that's what I want to see. Like us going out there and like choking a team. The way we played the first half against Barcelona in the first half of the season, we choked them, right? Like that's how I want to see us play, like being convincing, being dominating.
Correct.
Have to bring in a coach and players who can create an identity and adhere to that identity.
Yeah.
And we just keep, and with this last press conference, I don't have hope that that we're even going to move in that direction, honestly.
It's not pointing in that, but I see what you mean. Like I like that image of a overpowering Real Madrid. So because we have the weaponry and we have the players, right? When arranged and motivated correctly, not just by the coach, but when they themselves self motivate, we have all the tools to overpower every team, and that would show in yes the first half against the Clásico and in Europe as well. One thing that I will mention is when Xavi Alonso came, y'all will remember that we were doing well in the Club World Cup. So the game that we went to in Charlotte,
Yes.
with one less player, we won it, and then we did well against Dortmund. But there was always that impending feeling of something going wrong, and then of course we got destroyed in the semifinal, right? So considering that, we'll go to Ivan. Where we were in August to where we are today, what do you think happened?
That was a theme, like everybody was saying. Would I have fired him like mid-season? I wouldn't, but that was like my main issue with him. Like we already talked about the subs. You don't
So,
play Enric, you don't play Gonzalo. I'm like, you're making things harder for yourself.
yeah,
And like, I don't hate Mbappe, but I'm like, you're catering to one person, but you're not helping every other person. Golo is basically like his assist puppet. But I'm like, that's more, there's more to Golo than that. And then every other player too. I'm like, yeah, we did miss chances, but like when you watch like last minute penalties where we were like struggling to score, like we weren't even threatening at all, and that wasn't sustainable. And like I said about you're not putting players in an optimum position. You play Mastantuono, we have Rodrigo on the bench, you had Enric, you're weakening our attack. The
yeah,
Bellingham and Guller debate, which we still keep debating about, I'm like, we can
I
see
know.
it, but I guess they just can't. And then I was thinking about it too, like yesterday, though it's a bit irrelevant. I was like, what was the last league that we won where I'm like felt confident that we dominated? I was like, that wasn't since 2012. Because our
Damn.
recent
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
our recent ones, 2016, 17, like we won, but like I said, last minute comebacks. 11-12 with Mourinho, that was the last time that I was like, oh, we're actually destroying. And then
Yeah.
Champions League, that was 13, 14, where almost every game except that Dortmund one where we lost 2-0. That was our only blunder that season in Champions League. And
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
every other thing
Dominant.
after that is like, we need a comeback, we need a comeback, we need a comeback.
Why do you have to rely on a comeback? It's
Right.
implying that you're losing first, and then
Right.
you have to make things up.
What's kind of sad about that is I do agree with Ivan that that 13-14 Champions League run was so good. And I actually think I really enjoyed the way we played in 14-15. I enjoyed the players we had. I enjoyed the way we
Specific-
played. Yeah, we were trophyless. Losing Modric was like the killer of our season. We had Ancelotti playing Ramos in midfield. You wonder like if he didn't send Casemiro on loan, maybe what would have happened, right? Like I think Casemiro did need that
Yeah,
loan season before he came back, but you do wonder like if we had him, what would have happened.
yeah,
But like
it's a good conjecture.
that reactionary firing of Ancelotti, I think kickstarted something very negative. Yeah, we went the three-peat after that, right? But like I really enjoyed, and you know how I feel about Ancelotti now, but I really enjoyed Ancelotti at that time. I enjoyed
Yeah,
him. I enjoyed the squad. I think like if we kept him and we gave him the decisions of like the players he wanted, which the board is really bad about with these managers, like giving them
hmm,
the front seat, the driver's seat on who are we signing and who are we selling. The boards, I think
yeah.
that's one of our big faults. I think if we kept Ancelotti, we could have seen something very different in the development of our style of play.
I do have an opinion on what Mario asked Ivan about this season. We were in Charlotte. I was in at the beginning of the World Cup thingy. I felt that so hopeful. What's his the new kid Gonzalo?
Gonzalo Garcia.
Yeah, Gonzalo coming in and scoring all those goals. I was like, yes. And the
That's right.
hope with Xavi coming back, coming on, like, yeah. And I know I believe at that time Mbappe was injured. Or I don't know. Oh, he was sick in the stomach or something that he couldn't come to a couple of those games.
Had a
But
virus.
yeah, but the team seemed like they were okay, like on the track. Something happened, I feel, that with that, I think for Gonzalo, he said, "I did all of this," and then Xavi put him on the back burner, right? The other, guys put him on the back burner and just catering to Mbappe when he came back and Bellingham injury and all of this. He couldn't even figure out what style of play he wanted to play. Like every game was like, who are we having? It's like, guess who?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that what burned him, at Xavi on this season, and I think the boys, so got fed up with it. With it. I was like, what are we even trying? Like he doesn't even know what he's the hell is doing. So
Indeed.
That was what made Vinicius mad. Like, I definitely understand why everybody's saying like he shouldn't have reacted, but that wasn't like one incident. Because before, you remember in the Champions League run, he used to be subbed, even under Zidane, Ancelotti. But
Oh
it's
yeah.
like you keep getting sub, and then you sit there, you watch Mbappe strolling on the field. Because it's not like he was also like scoring all the time for 90 minutes.
Mhm.
It's like, why am I always being taken out? And that was just Vinicius. Now imagine Rodrigo. He wasn't played until like almost September, October, barely any minutes. And
Yeah.
then when you're in trouble, that's when you throw them on the field. It's like, what role are we playing then? Because you're just basically treating us like squad players, and we've done so much for the club.
mhm.
Yep.
So, like, okay, and I'm not going to be an Mbappe defender here, okay? But I,
No judgment.
when you, when
Go
you,
ahead.
when, yes, you see games where Mbappe is walking, but you also see games where Vinicius is walking.
Yeah,
And I would argue that a winger should have a lot more defensive involvement than a
Okay.
player that's going to play as center forward. And
All right.
so if Vinicius is coming off, I think there's something to be said about that too, in that we don't feel like you're helping out defensively to close out this game. And so I didn't think it was a bad thing that he was getting subbed off. And the other thing about prioritizing Mbappe, it was I know the narrative is going to be you're prioritizing your big name player because he's the one selling shirts.
Mhm.
But I feel like it should be seen as you're prioritizing your prolific goal scorer. And that's how it was with Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He was our prolific goal scorer.
That's
Our
right.
attack is catered towards him.
Yeah.
Mbappe
yeah, you
is our
weren't wrong.
prolific goal scorer, our
Yep.
attack. And that's what Xavi was trying to do. And I don't disagree with that tactic, actually. I
You
think that
weren't wrong.
trying to
No.
cater it towards setting it up so that our player who is our best finisher at that time is the person we are aiming towards getting the ball to.
Hmm.
Also, I have to say, I actually enjoyed Xabi's Vinicius more than
Okay.
Vinicius I saw last season. I think one issue that Xabi and Vinicius had with each other, because Vinicius even in that conference said, him and I, we just like we didn't click, right? He's like, me and Xabi just didn't click. I think Xabi
Yeah.
was trying to change the way Vinicius plays. And I've said this
Okay.
before, even before Mbappe came. Me personally, sometimes the way Vinicius plays really frustrates me is the decision making, the constant just taking it to the line and then trying to
Yeah.
dribble it in. And then like I feel like he often plays with his head down. And it's just
Like,
like
oh my God.
look up and see where the pass is, right? And you know what? We
Makes
can
this
criticize
it's
Mbappe
all
for the same thing. Like
dying
So
so
Mbappe
I had,
fast.
needs to pass the ball more.
So
Um, but like trying to focus on Vinicius right now, I often found the way he plays very frustrating. And I really enjoyed Xabi's Vinicius a lot. When he
Hmm.
came, it was like more of the quick passing and the assisting and like that more of like that classic winger style play. Because
Indeed.
Vinicius's finishing really regressed. And I think that also is a part of our season. What was it, like 20 games he went without scoring? Like,
That's
and then
right. That's right.
penalties that he tried to take that he just couldn't score. Like, I think his finishing really did regress.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
and so because of that, again, you're centering your play on your most prolific goal scorer.
right. Hmm.
I think we forget what the first half of our season was, who that was really like carried by. And I feel like when we talk about the narrative of we're better without Mbappe, it's like looking at the season since I guess Arbeloa's time or like since the second half of the season,
Yep.
where we have to remember he was rushed back from a knee injury when he shouldn't have been. And you
Hmm.
know what? we can even blame Mbappe for that, and I will too. Like, you don't need to be playing
That
if you
Yeah.
have, don't come back. Like, recover and come back in the form that you were in the first half season when you were actually helpful for us. Because right
Indeed.
now we're not getting the best out of you. Um, but yeah,
True.
I feel like people feel like they need to choose a faction between Venetian, and the fan base is so split between those two. And if you choose
Part of
one,
it.
you excuse the other, and if you choose one, you excuse the other. And I feel like they both deserve equal lashings for the season.
That
I
Hmm.
my
think both of them in a certain way have messed up the season pretty bad.
and I did
Vinicius with
start.
the finishing and the attitude, Mbappe with rushing himself coming back from the injury when he shouldn't have. And even this last Classico, like the report said that they told him he would be benched. And so he was like, oh, well, now I'm injured. What kind of attitude is that? Sit on the
Yeah,
bench. Come to the Classico, sit on the bench. I don't like that at all.
yeah.
But that also speaks to like how rotten the player's attitude has gotten.
Hmm.
But adding to your point about which I agree with some of them, it's also like when you're looking at Vinicius, I think it's finishing well. I don't think really regrets, but it was like he was also taking less shots than he used to before because you can already guess why. And it wasn't just him, everybody too.
I
And
was
it's
looking
like
at
when you're
it.
on the field,
Go
like
ahead,
I
go
was
ahead.
going towards Mbappe in that regard, it's like you're not putting yourself in a situation where you're gonna help others. Everything is always you, you, you. There's some situation like I remember, was it oh yeah, Elche? We have a counter attack. Carreras drives to the left back. Okay, yep. He passes the ball. Was it Goal or Vinicius carrying the ball? And then you see Mbappe strolling. No, he stopped his run instead of going in behind the defense. I'm like, you're literally allowing them to come back, and then that's topping our attack. What do you want him to do? And it wasn't just one isolated incident. That's one of the issues. Like when I was saying, catering to him, because his attitude too is like you're not helping every any other person besides yourself too.
Yeah.
It's not even like, oh, just because, oh, I'm Mbappe, I'm doing this. Like Ronaldo, yeah, we knew Ronaldo was the main man, but it's like at least he did the basics right. When I watch
Yeah.
Mbappe, it's like he doesn't even do the basics right. Like I kept reading everybody say, oh, sell Vinicius, oh yeah, play Mbappe on the wing. I'm like, do you guys even watch the games? Like every time he's played on the wing, he's even worse.
And that's you guys remember when the team got booed on Arbeloa's first home game, I think. So they
Mhm.
fired Xavi Alonso right after the Clásico we lost.
Right.
And then we went
Right.
and played Copa del Rey at Albacete.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Third
Actually,
division team in the relegation zone.
yeah. And I remember, Ivan, I will never forget it when you just casually said, oh, yeah, they were in FIFA in the early 2000s, Albacete, because they were in Primera División back then.
Mhm.
And I remember when I was a kid in El Salvador, I would watch Albacete play. And of course, always wonder where that city was on the map. But when we got fast forward to today, right? They weren't even in Segunda División. They were down, right? Or
Damn.
I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. They may have been Segunda División, but they were doing badly there. And so that was like on a Wednesday. And so that Saturday, the team played for the first time with Arbeloa.
White
And y'all
Star.
remember how the entire team, yeah, and everyone got booed. But Mbappe got less of the blame back then, but not anymore. I think the fan base has turned
I think
unequivocally against the players.
I think no. I think that it's, we're blaming Mbappe, but I think everyone is so fed up with everyone right now. I
I
With
think
think
the
it's
everybody,
only,
every
yeah.
yeah, I
sorry.
think the only one that has lessened of the blame here is Courtois. Other than that, all of them we have grievances with. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like
Yep. Yeah.
caught on too, because some of the issues he had at PSG, like when your Malini was talking about like main man, is like when I play pickup too, I'm like, I don't expect my forwards that they're gonna defend like you know how Mane, Bale, Mandzukic were like they ran all the time. I'm like, I don't expect you to do that, but it's like at least show some effort. Like just look at him
Show it.
like look right. Like remember Ese or Callejon, they were just defending well. I'm like, that's all you gotta do. Like when he's on the pitch,
Yeah.
it's like half the time he's just disinterested. And that's something I think that's Mourinho too. Like I don't 100% agree with his appointment, but I definitely know that's something he's not going to tolerate.
But
Whether it's him or Vinicius, like he's
That's
going to
what a
bench.
critical mass is feeling. That's what a
I
critical mass is expressing. We're not excited about him coming back, but at least he will do this.
also feel like with the defensive thing, right? The Bayern game was straight after this interview with Mbappe, where he was saying, "Yeah, the fans are criticizing me for not defending," right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah,
two Bayern games, he did defend more than Vinicius in those two games.
yeah.
And so I feel like it's not a black or white thing. Like there are games like I've seen games where like Mbappe throws himself defensively and like really fights for it. I've seen games where he walks. I've seen games where Vinicius will throw himself defensively. I've seen games where he walks. And it's like it's not one is doing it more than the other, honestly. Like I've been fed up with both of them this season in terms of that, in terms of like helping closing out a game.
Hmm.
But when we look at that Bayern game, the one who walked more was Vinicius.
Mm, mm. The second one in Germany.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It was more so wasteful, Chan, like you said, wrong decision. Because I remember there was a play. You draw
Or
two
the
defenders
pass.
on you, make the simple pass.
Yeah, I
And it's
agree.
not just even that. Like he did it last season against we play Arsenal, was it? Rodrigo was wide open on the right. I'm like, you don't need to be the
Yeah.
hero every time. It's just like your brain just shut off like at the
I
crucial
agree.
moments.
I agree. What I'm
Now,
saying, they both do it.
But I'll say him more so, and
it's
I may be a bit biased, but it's just like he needs to change, like be more collective. I think that was one of the downside, like
you
when he
know,
stayed at PSG too long. That's yeah, they gave him like they basically like promoted him from prince to like a king, like, and they got to his head. I'm like, no.
Mm.
yeah, no player is get away with that. Now, the other, if we go back a little bit to November timeframe, do y'all remember? So we win the Clásico, right? We win 2-1,
Did,
right? Uh,
did we ever won a Clásico this season? I can recall
Yeah,
it.
the first one.
Girl,
because we were, we did. So
Mario, remind me, who's the coach who won our only Clásico in the last 2 years?
Alonso, Xavi
Alone.
Alonso.
Thank you. Thank you. That's it.
So
That's all I
and here's my thought, right? When people started talking about, Chiringuito and ESPN and the forums and everybody else started saying, "Hi, Coco." When everybody started saying, "Oh, Xavi Alonso out, fuera Xavi Alonso, Xavi Alonso this, Xavi Alonso needs to go." What were y'all's emotions around that time? Were you for or against that?
Wait, when? In which month?
So in
So I think
November.
we did the Clasico in October, right? Sometime in October.
Yeah.
And then um, Vinicius is subbed out. We have that whole dramatic episode where he doesn't apologize to the coach. He apologizes to the stadium or whatever. But then after the Clasico, the noise just started growing.
Yes.
Who needs to go and so on. What were y'all feeling? Were y'all in favor of that? Were y'all against? Were y'all torn? Were you confident that they were going to find somebody else beside Alonso? So
I was like I said, I wouldn't have fired him, but it was like I said, when you actually watch that games, especially the big games, like besides that Clasico, that was a one area where we did horrible in. Juventus was close. Marseille, like I said, we were down to 10. Though that was partly Carvajal's fault too.
yeah,
We needed a
yeah,
penalty to win that. PSG, we lost 4-0. The worst Liverpool that we make fun of all the time. We look like a second or third division team against them. Man
yeah.
City, that was probably the only game I wouldn't blame him because we lost 2-1, but that was the defender's brain fart. That was like the only game I'll give him credit with the Clasico, though that was a loss. But every big game, it was just like, what are we doing on the field? And
You
this is
know,
also going back to like the things that have been building up. He has no game plan of what we were doing because it was like we were changing every single game. And then
okay.
you're, like I said, making the same mistake. Like we kept saying, play a striker, do something. It's like if you keep doing the same thing, why do you expect a different result?
Yeah. So I'll take it that you were for his sacking.
I wasn't like for a second, but I'm like, just at least make a change, man.
At least make a change. Now I
Yeah.
remember the Manchester City game when by that time everybody was being so negative, and that was the game when Rodrigo scored, right, and we were winning
Yep.
Yeah,
for a period of the game. So I was saying maybe I got really hopeful, saying Rodrigo might be back,
right.
and we can turn this around. But then that didn't happen. So,
No, my feelings. Okay, I think they at least they should have left him finish. It didn't make no difference bringing this Arbeloa coach. It would have been the same results. I think. I think Xavi. I mean, he did so well in Germany. I don't know, you know what happened. He's supposed to know the Madridismo, right? He was a Madridista.
yeah,
So I don't know really what happened. If he, I don't know.
Experience, but also like we were talking about last minute, a lot of his games, like they always also scored in like 80 plus. That's not going to be easy in La Liga,
they were
especially
hanging
now.
by a thread on that first spot. It was a matter of time before losing the top spot.
Mhm. And that was also like a once in a lifetime type season. Like they didn't lose a single game. You know how hard that is. That's almost impossible.
Yeah, yeah.
And then even back then too, everybody had like concerns. Like when big games came, that's one area too where he struggled overall. But it was like, okay, maybe he might change over time, but at least based on his resume, I'm like, that's one area where he got to work on.
Yeah.
I do agree
But
with the experience. I think it wasn't the right time for Xavi.
The
I
right
was saying
time.
to someone the other
Yeah.
day, I really hope it's something where one day we try him again, where he gets more experience and,
Yeah.
he like I really do, because I really hate what happened to him.
me
Um,
too.
and
Yeah. I was
who was it who was saying? I think it was Luis Enrique who was saying in a press conference. He said, it took Pep Guardiola 7 years or no, Mikel Arteta 5 years in Arsenal, Pep Guardiola 7 years in Man City. It took me almost 2 years in PSG, right? Like these kind of
yeah.
successes, they don't just happen like that. I do agree that his substitutions were terrible. I agree that he made mistakes, but we shouldn't have sacked him like that. And going back to what I was saying about like when we sacked Ancelotti in 14-15 because we went trophyless, I'm so tired of the club doing these like reactionary firings of the manager when things don't go well. You got to give them time, and then you also have to give them the choice of the players they get, the
Right,
choice of the players they want to leave, right? You
That's right.
can't just say this is what you work with. And what I was saying at the beginning, it's a player-run club where the board tells you these are the players who will play, and this is
Indeed.
the position to play. And going back to like the Classico and all the negativity after, I remember right after that Classico, the euphoria we felt and how we were all saying like, this is the kickstart to a great season. Like
Yeah.
this was because it had been a while. It had been a while since we won a Classico. So
That was.
that right there, it's just like it gave us so much hope for what we're gonna see, right? Like
yes,
we won a Classico, we're on top of the league, 5 points on top of the league.
Yep.
We can zoom through this season, right? And that same week, all the negative press start. And I remember being so confused, like we just
Me
won a
too.
Classico.
Me
Why is the
too.
media negative, right?
Why are
Like,
people not happy? What? Why?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That same week, it was the players don't like to play for Xavi. The players don't like his tactics. They don't think that he's doing the right thing in training. Like
right,
everything. And that's when it like all started to descend into madness. And you
Yep.
really have to wonder, was he able to really do his job the way he wanted to? Was he
Hmm.
able to help
right.
players and mold these players who probably don't want to be told what to do. They just
Yep.
want to be told to go out there and play their game, right?
Yep.
Like it really makes you wonder what this season could have been if the attitude of the players were different. I remember also reading that like they would allow the players' entourage to come to training too. Why is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Why
why is
would
their entourage? Then they go and leak things to the press too. Like, oh, Vinny's entourage said this, Mbappe's entourage said this, Bellingham's entourage said this. It's ridiculous. Like, it's so unfair. And I really do hope he comes back one day. I think he could be a really good coach for us.
I do have a point to make. I remember when right after he was fired and that we get Arviola, I felt like there was for a split couple games, the attitude of the players changed just a bit. And then they went back to do the same things that they started doing with Xavi.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Right? Like when Ariola came, there was like you felt it changed a little bit of the attitude, the way they were playing, just a little bit, and then all of a sudden they came back to being the same knuckleheads, like the same thing that they were doing when Xavi was there. Like
I do
I
have
don't
to
know what.
say,
And people were saying, okay, Arbeloa is a man of the club. He's been a former player in the club. He has
Same
the
as
attitude
Xavi.
fight in
Same as
him,
Xavi.
and he's going to have that charisma with the players. And that, he might have had the charisma he wanted, but that didn't go very well. In fact,
only
now
the
that you say that about players' attitude, does it bother y'all that Mbappe, for example, goes to France and gets medical opinions? Does it bother y'all that in the middle of us losing games, Mbappe was with his girlfriend in Italy in some, fancy dinner and so on? Do those peripherals bother you, or do you think players can do what they want as long as they perform?
I mean,
the
as long
whole
as
I see
there are
some rolling.
players going to dinner with their wives and girlfriends all the time. To me, it's a media campaign, right?
yes,
Like,
yes.
so what if he's at dinner with his girlfriend? Is his girlfriend? It's dinner. He's not supposed to be in the gym during that time. He's not supposed to be in the training field at that time.
Yeah.
That's his time for himself. And like,
They
it's a
are.
total media campaign again. The only thing I don't like that he did was saying he was injured for the Clásico. I think
Oh, yeah.
that right there is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
having dinner with his girlfriend, it's just seeing all those reports of people getting mad about it is so
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah. What about? Yeah. Go ahead, Caro. Go ahead.
I don't mind it. I think what bothers me more on it, honestly, is that he's not performing right now. So, you can do whatever you want on your free time, but, like when you come back, perform. If you're not doing it, I mean, I don't know. It is a really bad campaign against some of these players. And when we're talking back about this season, I remember that they were having a campaign against Rodrigo. It's like Courtois has scored more goals than him this season, or something like he didn't have no goals this season, or something like that. Ridiculous. I
Yeah.
was like, damn. So there's always gonna be those campaigns. I don't understand. I mean, it has to be. It's this way it is, but I think it's really, really getting deep into the club. I think that's one of the issues.
Yeah.
Now, it's the same thing. We can go back with James. They were doing the same thing with him. Like, oh, he was playing like Madrid Life is not allowing him to play. You're not giving him minutes.
Yeah.
So, like, how are you gonna set someone to perform if you don't give them minutes?
Yep. Yep. Hey, you might have some opinions, on James too. But so okay, so for the last 10 minutes or so, I want to get y'all's thoughts on whether this might go the way of 2005, 2006, when a little bit earlier in 2002, we win the Champions League with Vicente del Bosque, Florentino Perez. That was Florentino Perez's first Champions League.
Mm.
And in 2003, we win La Liga with Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, Figo, with Zidane, Roberto Carlos, Ivan Helguera. I believe at that time, Christian Panucci had left, but we still had Fernando Hierro, at least until 2002, I think. Morientes. And then Wissel Makelele, a really key midfielder. And then 2004, we decline. We lose out of Copa del Rey, of everything. 2005, Barcelona wins La Liga. 2006, Barcelona wins Champions League. Now,
Damn.
like Malini was saying, we have not recovered since Cruz, Modric, and Casemiro left. We have not been able to mitigate or to reinvent or to revamp our midfield. Are we going the way of 2004, or are y'all hopeful for a turnaround?
Well, I do have a point on all of this, and it's short because I wasn't
Okay.
following Madrid back then. But I will say that
Okay.
there's no current midfielder that we can bring. All
Oh,
of the
yeah, I guess you can say that. I guess you can say
I have
that.
one.
Woo!
I have one, and this might be controversial. And I
Oh,
do
go
I
have
ahead.
don't. In my head, I
I
don't have
do
one.
I do have one concern that he might be injury prone, especially coming to this club with injury prone players.
Yeah.
I would take Rodri.
Rodri. All right.
I
Hey,
would.
hey,
Listen, let me cook. Let me cook, okay?
yeah,
Rodri as a holding, all we really need, okay? All we really need is a holding mid. I just want a holding mid.
yeah,
Yes.
You give Bellingham the ability to be more box to box, have that freedom. Arda
yeah,
Güler has the freedom to be a 10. Just give me a holding mid. I feel like that could click our midfield a lot
yeah.
better than what it is. I would take Rodri.
Okay. Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
in the world of soccer, everything's
I
possible.
Anything can
know.
happen.
I know.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 2 years was it last year or 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago, he was
Yeah,
clowning Vinicius for taking the
yeah.
Ballon d'Or.
Nobody would have gone for that, but hey,
We love a good we love a good enemies to lovers trope here, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
We should do a poll. See how many people are in favor of bringing Rodrigo. I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
some Madridistas have forgotten about that incident
It's been a while, right?
and they will go along with it. Yeah, 2 years in soccer is a long time. So, Ivan, how are you? By the way, we're having another call soon. Once, as we believe, a new coach is announced, and we
Okay.
talk about our preferences and outlook. But for now, for today, Ivan, are you feeling optimistic?
Is he there?
Yeah, Ivan, can you hear us?
I think he left.
He's
He's
driving.
there. I
So
see him in the
we'll let
car.
it-
Okay. Well, I will answer that. I mean,
Okay.
we are Madrid. We can.
Go ahead. Are you optimistic? I see the lights of Atlanta through Ivan's video feed. I see a Waffle House in there, and a Chick-fil-A.
I see Malini laughing and I see Mario, but I don't see Ivan.
Oh, Ivan, you can say he's probably some.
Yeah, he's
Oh no,
cruising through these streets.
Okay,
yeah,
let me.
he's cruising now. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Caro. How optimistic are
Well, I mean, we need to do some big changes. I
you?
mean, I think that if we bring Mourinho, he's gonna control the ego. That's one of the biggest problems. But he's patching. He's not, just putting a band-aid on the injury.
Yeah,
So unless he comes with besides that, with a plan. I mean, why not? We always, we took Sisu twice, I think, or Ancelotti twice, and we did great. So why not? But
yeah,
we can always come back. And the good thing, we have the record to show. No one can, even if we do bad these 2 seasons, no one
yeah.
is close to us in Champions
That's
League.
right. That's right. Yeah.
So,
Hey, that might be the attitude of a critical mass of Madridistas. It's like, why not? We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel because the season's been so heartbreaking or so enraging that it's too much to process. We'll let it sit.
I would like to leave it on one last note.
Yep.
I am leaving the season with something that everybody is finally seeing what I said since last year. Arda Güler is a superstar.
Oh, hey. So
yes, yes, yes.
Thank
we
you,
have
everybody.
we have some redeeming bright spots over here, right? And who
Man,
Can't wait for Arda Güler to play World Cup.
was it that said that Arda Güler was definitely a bright spot? Somebody was
Toni
somebody.
Kroos.
Who was it?
Toni Kroos.
Toni Kroos. Yeah, y'all posted that somewhere. Yeah, I saw that. So hey, yeah. Hey, you see that goal he
Beginning
scored
the season
against
with
Bayern?
something.
That goal he scored 45 seconds in. Very few players in the world can score that with that level of
Against,
skill
against one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time.
of all time.
yes.
Yep. Yep. So both goals actually in that game. Both
The
goals.
free kick, yeah. Neuer doesn't concede free kicks
That's
easily.
right. That's right. So we can be hopeful. Yeah. Arda Güler was a bright spot. So that is good. But yes, overhaul coming. As well as, all right. So to close, I really want to know where Ivan is. Ivan,
Yeah.
you hear us?
Are we going to leave that as a mystery or are we going to find out?
Yeah, I know exactly. Ivan.
Tune into the next episode.
Yeah, tune
No,
in.
he's on mute. He's on mute.
Okay, so he probably can't hear us either.
I don't know if he can hear us, but we cannot hear him. He's on mute.
Yeah, that's fine. Or he might be going. Looks like
He's going to the pharmacy, Mario.
he's going to the pharmacy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ivan. We want to know. Most important question of the night is where are you?
Oh, I had to take my brother out to his job. I'm almost home
All
in
right.
5 minutes.
Yo,
Right.
your brother should have been part of this podcast.
Yeah, tell him he needs to join. Maybe
Yeah.
It was
maybe Sunday night or next
Yes.
Monday or so. Tell him.
Oh,
Yo, he would be
is
so
the one that
fun.
we met at the bar?
yeah, it's him, yeah. But he was asleep
Okay.
from like the whole time we were talking. So,
Oh man.
That's okay. That's okay.
Now
yeah,
that we're wrapping up, I want to give my 5 2 cents. So with the Huts and Grill fiasco that happened, that we needed to comment, reviews on it. Man, what a losers! Those
Yeah,
guys.
it's been announced, and then the other thing is when I go watch a game, I I really have to think that if I showed up at a place and it was all the rival teams people,
I wouldn't want to watch that.
literally.
yeah,
Right.
I
It's
would
like
go somewhere else, go back home.
it's like I'll feel out of place. Like even if I go like without wearing my jersey or kit, is like I don't want to say like respect. Well, kind of is respect. Is like why would you go to another person's like home or base and then you try to
Yep.
make a scene? It's like you're causing
Yep.
trouble for no reason.
I do have it's a really honest question. So remember, I can't pronounce her name. So, the influencer girl that used to come to the Peña,
Deja.
her, she used to promote us. Now she's promoting just the games, and
Yeah.
she was promoting a brew house. So how brew house can sustain Barca and Madrid at the same time without any incidents?
Well,
I think
Brewhouse
it's
just wants the money, the business, but about both fan bases showing up there, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, because she was doing an interview saying all come, and then when she was doing her podcast or whatever for her social, she was showing both Barca and Madridistas at Brewhouse.
I think it also just depends on the location. Like us specifically, Hudson Grill, we knew it's a mature bar. But when I
Right.
used to go to like Fados, it's like another place. They host whatever team is playing. So it really just depends on where you go.
Okay.
Some are neutral, and then some are like specifically for certain teams.
Right, and we are specific.
Right.
So, yeah.
We'll have to see. Even that, as if we didn't have enough drama, and now we have to worry about.
But I do agree the separation, because our Peñas members can get we're very passionate,
Right.
and it can create problems. So
There's a reason why we don't watch games at the same spot. So it's happened before where people start throwing food at each other. So
And
it's,
like
you gotta be careful.
I was telling my friend that I'm like, darn well if your team scores, you're not going to keep a straight face or your emotions in check.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
All right, y'all. This has been awesome. Thank you, Ivan, for joining, even from your car. We were
Yes.
we could see Waffle House signs in the background. as
Yes.
you're driving. But thank you guys for joining. More to come soon. Another call pretty soon, as soon as if and when. Big if and then bigger when the new manager gets appointed. We'll have another call. Everybody knows where I stand, but I'll leave that for the next call. I want to hear where y'all stand on it. So,
When they need to, are they going to announce it before the World Cup or after?
well, I mean, I guess that's up for the club. You know, we have no visibility into that.
That at the end of the season, but we'll see.
Yeah, we better do it before the World Cup. There's not going to be enough time for players to start preparing 2 weeks before. So we'll see. But all right, thank you all. And,
bye. Good to see you guys.
We'll talk soon again. See you all.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.